So we have got a MCQ. DNA fingerprinting is based on the occurrence of VNTRs, cloned DNA, knowledge of human karyotype, and recombinant DNA. Now, inside every cell, we've got the nucleus, and inside every nucleus, we have got chromosomes. And on the chromosome, there is DNA, which is going to be coiled. So, if I uncoil the DNA and arrange it linearly, just for simplicity, this is how it is going to be looking like, since it's a double-stranded structure. Now there are specific segments on the DNA. These segments are called genes. These genes are present in almost all individuals. The only difference is the alleles that an individual will have, which will make him different from the other. DNA is made up of nucleotides, and a nucleotide is made up of phosphate, sugar, nitrogenous bases. For now, we'll concentrate on the region between these, as this region here. So if I zoom in, it's going to be looking like this. And since I told you it is made up of nitrogenous bases, these bases are going to be arranged linearly like this. And so on. Now, if you pay close attention, you will see that the letters A, T, G, C, they keep repeating. Yeah. So these are tandems that keep repeating. Now these tandems are present in all individuals. Say for example, there is an individual A and an individual B. This is just an example. This shaded section represents these sequences. So individual A has, say for example, 10 such sequences, and this has, say for example, 12 such sequences. So these tandems, they keep repeating, and they are different in different individuals, at least the length in which they are distributed. Hence the whole name comes up to be VNTR, variable number of tandem repeats. These tandems, they repeat in variation, at least along the length of the DNA, which makes an individual unique, which is what the DNA fingerprint is, or the blueprint, or the DNA profile. So the answer would be the occurrence of VNTRs, A. Now moving on to the second MCQ. Specific sequences of bases are repeated several times on the length of the DNA. They are called, our options are mini satellite, VNTRs, variable number of tandem repeats, all of the above. VNTRs are also called mini satellites, and VNTR stands for variable number of tandem repeats. So option A, B and C, they are all right. So we'll go with D, that is all of the above. Let's see the next MCQ. In electrophoresis apparatus, dash is used. We've got 4 options: agarose gel, liquid gel, plasminogen and DNA. This is a theoretical question. We'll directly say it's agarose gel. Let's see the next MCQ. DNA fingerprinting method is very useful for, our first option is DNA test for identity and relationship. B. Forensic science. C. Reuniting lost children slash parents. D. All of the above. Now, if we pay close attention to the four options, the first one says it's basically with identity and relationship. This is basically dealing with paternal and maternal disputes. Forensic science basically helps you catch criminals, and reuniting children and parents as well. So the answer would be D, all of the above. Moving on to the fifth MCQ, which of the following is related with genetic engineering? Our options are A. Golgi apparatus, or you could call it as Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria, and D. Plastids. Now, Golgi apparatus is basically like a post office of the cell. Lysosomes are helping in waste management. Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Plastids these are basically extracircular DNA like structures. There are a few reasons why we can use a plastid as an essential tool for genetic engineering. Plastids show presence of different regions. I'll name a few of them. They have a replicating origin, as well they've got multiple cloning sites. Now, genetic engineering is basically a discipline which uses engineering principles and combines living organisms with living organisms so that we can use it to obtain different products which could be useful in our day-to-day life, right? So for doing that, if a plastid shows presence of a replicating origin, that is, if we insert a foreign DNA and if the plastid helps in replicating it so that we don't have to maintain it separately, wouldn't that be helpful? And apart from that, it has multiple cloning sites, meaning you can use a plastid for a bacteria for some other organism as well. So because of these two properties and many more, we'll go with plastids. That's D. Now moving on to the next MCQ. In India, DNA fingerprinting was developed by, our options are Dr. Hargovind Khurana, Dr. Swaminathan, Dr. Lalji Singh, and Dr. Raghunath. I know this is a theory question. Just to make it a little bit productive, I would say Dr. Hargovind Khurana, he cracked the genetic code, which is why he got the Nobel Prize as well. Dr. Swaminathan, he is regarded as the father of Green Revolution. In India, he cultivated wheat and rice variety during this period. The right answer is actually Dr. Lalji Singh. The only reason I took this MCQ is because we've got India somewhere, finally. And D, our option Dr. Raghunath, is a CEO and an academic author. Let's see the next MCQ. In DNA fingerprinting technique, dash probe is used for hybridization of DNA fragments. Our options are double-stranded RNA, double-stranded non-radioactive DNA, single-stranded radioactive DNA, and single-stranded radioactive RNA. Now for sure, we are not going to use RNA. So option A and option D is not a chance. So we've got two options, B and C. Say for example, at a murder, we get some sample, some DNA sample, and our suspects, we collect the DNA from them via DNA isolation. We isolate the DNA, we amplify it, carry out the fragmentation, now this suspect is guilty or not. To find out this, the probe DNA, probe is nothing but a sequence of DNA of about 100 base pairs. Now this probe DNA is furnished with radioactive substances and is matched with the DNA sample that we obtained at the murder. Now if this is going to be complementary to this, it will start pairing, and we can say that the suspect is guilty. So we'll use a single stranded radioactive DNA. The option is C. Radioactive because we can detect, because radioactive things would shine or glow, and single stranded because it has to pair with the other DNA sample that we just obtained. Moving on to the next MCQ, satellite DNA is useful tool in, our options are genetic engineering, B. organ transplantation, C. sex determination, D. forensic science. Now option A and option B are horribly wrong, and sex determination is not a choice. Satellite DNA is basically VNTRs. So they are going to be unique to every individual, and it would be very useful in forensic science. So we'll go with the option D. Moving on to the next MCQ. In the process of DNA fingerprinting, in which of the following PCR is used to obtain copies of DNA? Our options are DNA isolation, B. DNA amplification, C. DNA fragmentation, or D. electrophoresis. DNA isolation is simply collecting the DNA from various samples DNA amplification. Now the DNA that we just obtained would be in small quantities. So it has to be amplified. It is done by PCR, polymerization chain reaction, in vitro, that is carried out artificially in the lab, so that we can obtain multiple copies. Fragmentation is basically cutting the DNA. Cut the DNA. And electrophoresis, on the other hand, is just applying charges so that the DNA would move on. Since DNA is negatively charged, once when we apply a positive charge, it's going to move towards the positive charge, which will result into band formation. So the question says, in the process of DNA fingerprinting, which of the following process PCR is used to obtain multiple copies? So if isolation is collecting the DNA, fragmentation is cutting the DNA, and electrophoresis is just forming bands, then the answer would be DNA amplification, B. Moving on to the next MCQ, which of the following is used in RFLP process? RFLP is restriction fragment length polymorphism. Our options are dehydrogenase, B. ligase, C. Polymerase, and D. endonuclease. The DNA fragments that we just obtained after fragmentation is subjected to this process RFLP. Now hydrogenase are used to remove the hydrogen bonds. Ligase is used to covalently link. The compounds. Polymerase is used to generate the new DNA molecule. And D, so answer would be endonuclease. Now all of these words have something in common, that's ACE. And ACE in simple terms means enzymes. DNA fingerprint cannot be prepared from, our options are RBC, B. sperm, C. WBC, D. inner linings of the cheek. Now in order to do the DNA fingerprinting, we need the cell to have the nucleus, and the question says which of these cannot be. So RBC, they are anucleated biconcave cells, so the answer would be A. So moving on to the next MCQ, blood stains found at the site of murder, if DNA profiling technique is to be used for the identification of the criminal, which of the following is ideal for use? Now this is a theory question. Options are A. serum, B. leukocytes, C. platelets, and D. erythrocytes. Now leukocytes are nothing but WBC, the white blood cells, and erythrocytes is nothing but RBC, red blood cells, where erythros means red and leuco means white, and cytes are cells, so RBC and WBC. Now RBCs cannot be used because they are anucleated, and since they are asking which one of these are ideal for use, we'll go with B, that's leukocytes. Moving on to the next question. An analysis of chromosomal DNA using sudden hybridization technique does not use, our options are autoradiography, B. PCR, C. electrophoresis, D. blotting. Now sudden hybridization does use electrophoresis by applying charges to form fragments, and it also uses hybridization techniques to detect the proof DNA and then accordingly transfer it via hybridization. So autoradiography as well and blotting and electrophoresis are basically used, but the question says which of the following is not used. So the answer would be B, PCR. Moving on to the next MCQ. According to the findings of Human Genome Project, the amount of genome having no known function is, our options are 17%, B 45%, C 78%, D 97%. The question says no known function. So as a theory question, the answer would be D, 97%. So it means that we only know the 3% and the 3% has helped us to do so many fascinating things. Isn't that amazing? Moving on to the next question. The complete set of chromosomes and extra chromosomal genes of an organism is called. Options are A. Gene pool, B. Genome, C. Genomics, D. Replicon. Now, the option C, genomics, is basically the branch, and the term gene pool basically means the stock of genes in a given population that can breed amongst themselves in a given population in a given area. So option A and option C are out. Option D, that's replicon, these are segments on the DNA wherein replication occurs. There are specific sites in each eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells where replication can occur, and those sites are replicons. So we are left out with only one option, that is genome, that's B. The next one, according to HGP, Human Genome Project, humans have about dash genes, 20,000, 1 lakh, 80,000 or 40,000. This is a theory question, we'll simply say it's D, that's 40,000. So let's see the next MCQ. HGP was initiated by the US Department of. Our options are A. Agriculture, B. Energy, C. Health, D. Science and Technology. The answer is B, that's Energy. This was a simple one. HGP is initiated in 1990. It's also a theoretical question. Moving on to the next MCQ. Which of the following is used to promote growth of new blood vessels, thus helping in wound healing? Our options are A. Humulin, B. TPA, C. TGF-B, and D. Alpha trypsinogen. Alpha antitrypsin. So the first one, that's humulin, is basically a genetically engineered insulin used to treat humans suffering from diabetes. Option B, that is TPA, that is tissue plasminogen activator. They are used to prevent blood clots or reverse blood clots as well. Option C, that is TGF, that is tissue growth factor. Now these are used to promote growth of blood vessels and also helping in epidermal growth. So the answer would be C, where B stands for beta. Moving on to the next question. Genetically engineered human insulin is obtained by inserting the gene in. Our options are A. Pancreatic cell, B. E. coli, C. Agrobacterium tumorificans, D. Drosophila melanogaster. Now insulin, the gene for it is basically inserted into E. coli. It has certain advantages for that. You can get unlimited supply of insulin, and we can also avoid genetically transferred diseases that we could get from transgenic animals, which was the method earlier used to obtain insulin. So the answer would be B, that is E. coli. Moving on to the next MCQ. The first transgenic cow is, our options are Andy, B. Dolly, C. Molly, and D. Rosie. In 97, the first transgenic cow was Rosie, who produced human protein enriched with milk, which was around 2.4 grams per liter. The milk contained a protein called alpha lactobumin. I'll just write it down. It produces a protein called alpha lactoalbumin. The answer is D, Rosie. So moving on to the next MCQ. Full chemical structure of insulin was illustrated by, options are F. Sanger, B. Best, C. Benting and Best, D. Legerhans. Now, this is a theory question. Basically, the answer would be C, that's Benting and Best. The full names are Ernest Benting and Charles Best. Answer is C. Moving on to the next MCQ. The first human hormone produced by recombinant DNA technology is thyroxine, B. Progesterone, C. Insulin, D. Estrogen. This one is really easy. The answer is C. Insulin. Moving on to the next MCQ. Transgenic animals can be used. Options are A. Contribution of genes in development in developing a disease, test a vaccine, C. Study of complex factors of our body, D. All of the above. Now, transgenic animals, they are basically used in genetic engineering to for lab safety, for vaccine testing and different diseases. So the options A, B and C, they are all right. So we'll go with option D, that's all of the above.
A man received his X chromosome from, we have four options: A, his mother only, B, his father only, C, both his mother and father, D, either his mother or his father. We know that for mother we have XX chromosome and for father we have X and Y chromosome. So therefore we see that mother contains both XX chromosomes. So X chromosomes comes from mother. Therefore option A, that is his mother only, is the correct answer.
Moving on to the next MCQ. More than 95% of transgenic animals are, options are rabbits, B. Mice, C. Fish and D. Cow. The answer is B. Mice, because we share more than 95%, almost 97%, close to 97% is almost similar to that of the mice, the gene sequencing and everything. So the answer would be B, that's mice. Let's move on to the next MCQ. The clot formation can be prevented by treatment with options are DNase, recombinant vaccines, option C, that's TPA, D is TGFB. Now TPA is tissue plasminogen activator. It helps you prevent clots, and TGF is tissue growth factor. B is for beta, which will help you grow epidermal growths and new blood vessels. So the option is, the most suitable option would be TPA, that is tissue plasminogen activator. That would be helpful in preventing blood clots. Option C. Transgenic animals are generally produced for the following needs except one: testing of chemical safety, yeah, testing of vaccine safety, that's what they use them for, and stimulation of pathogenicity, and D is production of pharmacologically important proteins. That's also true. Now, pathogenicity in simple terms means the ability of an organism to cause disease. Now, why would someone use to cause a disease? To stimulate means to cause the disease, right? Nobody is wanting to cause the disease, everybody is wanting to prevent it. So C is the answer. Answer is C. Let's move on to the next question. The first vaccine by Edward Jenner was for the protection against, options are hepatitis, B. influenza, C. chickenpox, D. smallpox. Now this is a theory question. The only reason why I took this is because it has chickenpox as well as smallpox. The correct answer is smallpox, D. Moving on to the next question. TGF beta is used for the treatment of, options are cystic fibrosis, B. diabetes, C. dwarfism, D. healing of wounds and burns. Now diabetes can be treated with insulin. Dwarfism is treated with growth hormones. Cystic fibrosis is treated with DNase. So the left out option is D, that is healing of wounds and burns. TGF is basically tissue growth factor.